he had to go up against the beast in the East and the West, and the competition was, you know, a little bit more aggressive. So you got to give him respect for winning 6 and getting 6 MVPs and doing it in a time where it was unheard of to go three-peats, you know, three-peats back-to-backs. But at the same time, when you think of LeBron James and him going to 3 different organizations, mainly organizations that were terrible, that probably wasn't even going to the playoffs, to going to the finals and winning the finals within a 2-year period is amazing. And then doing it from a standpoint of, you know, being the head force of getting them there and winning it and being the driving force on offense and defense and socialism outside of the basketball court and being a stand-up guy with no court cases, no allegations, no anything in that nature, and being able to create schools and opportunities and jobs and, you know, things of that nature to aspire other, you know, athletes to be like him. There's so many NBA players that want to be like him right now that's not saying it, but they're showing it, and that's because he's leading by example. So I would have to say that they both are GOATs in their own rights. But in my book, Magic Johnson was always higher than Michael Jordan to me. Because
really?
Because I'm a Laker, and I look at what Magic did when he first came in the league. He took over the control when Kareem got hurt against the 76ers in 1980. I was watching that game as a kid. And he played center, forward, and guard. He put up 42 points, and he hit the great Dr. J in Philadelphia to win that championship in his rookie season without Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. That's like saying, you know, we got a 1-2 punch, but the number 1 goes down, and all of a sudden the rookie, you know, comes through and wins it all against this seasoned vet team right here. Jordan didn't do that. His rookie season, he was good, but he wasn't that good. You understand what I'm saying?
I do. I mean, and not only that, we have to look at the fact that Magic Johnson, him and Larry Bird combined single-handedly, they saved the NBA. I mean, Magic and Bird took the NBA off tape delay. Like, the games weren't even live, and they changed that. So I'm not mad at you for listing Magic, but I'll say this, Snoop, and you can respond to this certainly. I don't think there's anything LeBron James can do, and this is not a knock, and this is not a slight. I think he's the greatest player of this generation, but I don't think it's anything that he can do to be the best player as Jordan did. I think Jordan's probably still number 1. And trust me, it hurts my heart to say this. I'm from Detroit. I don't like to give Michael Jordan credit for shit, okay? It hurts me to say this, but you lived it. I mean, it was a different thing when that dude was at the height of his career. Like, nobody else could win. Barkley couldn't. You know, he beat Magic. Gary Payton couldn't win. They had to wait to gravy train the championship. Like, they couldn't win. So,
but back then, what LeBron is dealing with is what he wasn't dealing with. It wasn't like super teams, like the best players in the NBA all on one team. Like, it wasn't like that. It was like they were separated. You had great teams all over the league. The team LeBron James faced in the finals was like super teams. Like, he had a super team and he was going up against a super team. And then you got to look at, well, you know, LeBron James went to the finals 9 times in a row. Went with 2 different teams. So he did it over here. And, okay, I'm leaving. Then I'm going to come back to where I left y'all because y'all need me. And I'm going to take y'all to the finals a couple more times. Then I'm going to leave y'all, go to L.A. because Kobe and them, you know, they ain't been winning in so long. They just so terrible in L.A. right now. I'm going to fix y'all too. He the only motherfucker that can fix the Clippers.
That's what they need. They should have tried to get it right. Well, I mean, it is a different league, and I do think it's unfair to LeBron to do a straight up comparison because it's just the way you win now is just so different. To me, it's like comparing Bill Belichick to Bill Walsh. It's like it's a different game. Like, you know, it's free agency in the NFL. Bill Walsh was an innovator creating the West Coast offense. Like, it's just different.
And then we got to look at this too. We don't never give Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, Bill Russell, Wilt Chamberlain. You know, these are guys that did things that have never been heard of. 11 championships. Kareem Abdul-Jabbar with all them points. Motherfucking Wilt Chamberlain, 100 points in one game. Like, that don't put you in that status. Like, these kind of shits has never be done before. But we forget about them because there's not a lot of footage. And one thing about Black history, We bad at it. We terrible at Black history. We have a forget point where we want to forget certain history and then we want to, put in certain history above others. But if you really want to pay tribute to what's really real and what's fake, Bill Russell should be the one, not the two. A motherfucker that got 11 championships of that, because that's what it boiled down to when you start talking that Michael Jordan shit. Well, he got 6 ships and he ain't never lost. Motherfucker, Bill Russell got 11. How many did he lose?
Right. But
Not many.
do you hold it against Bill Russell at all, the fact that he didn't play with the level of competition, against the level of competition what Jordan saw, what Magic saw, what Bird saw, what LeBron saw? It wasn't the same. You
But
couldn't be, put it like this. LeBron is Bill Russell's height. They're the same
right.
size.
But I'm saying though, this, when basketball was out at that time and era, all the dynamic shit wasn't created. So it was fundamentally dribble the ball 5 times, pass it 3 times, then look for the shot. So everybody was doing the same shit. So it wasn't like you had to be that creative, but it was still a game that was evenly based. Nowadays, the shit is everybody shoot threes and they passing up layups, dynamic offenses, pick and rolls. That shit wasn't even created back then. So it was like more difficult to even get a basket when they start limiting us and saying to the tall basketball players, hey man, you can't even dunk. Why I can't dunk? Because I'm taller than y'all? Like they was trying to keep us at a disadvantage. So for us to actually succeed in them times puts us in a higher level as far as the level of right now era, because right now we can do whatever we want to do. We get fouls for flops, we get this and that. You don't know what that era was like. You don't know how it was for a black man that had to go in these white arenas and be dealing with racism and dealing with all of this and then to try to have to score and then dealing with the mafia and dealing with all of that and then to be able to say, well, he had a successful career and did this and that. That to me is gold status. To
Right.
survive that.
Now, I'll say this. I think as a player, it's certainly debatable LeBron versus Michael Jordan. They're two different. I mean, I don't even know why we compare them anyway, because they're not the same type of guy. But in terms of a greater legacy, I think for sure it'll be LeBron, just because of, as you mentioned, not just what he means to the game, but he's empowered other players in a way. And I'm not even talking about from a social standpoint, but Kevin Durant doesn't go to